Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Christine and this is It's Just Christine. For today's video, I'm going to be planning for the week of May 5th to the 11th, and I'm using this kit from the Pretty Pink Co. It's called Daisy Days. This is in her silver foil. On the quote box it says, "Daisies are like little secrets of the earth, tiny whispers of joy scattered across the grass." So here are her functional boxes, and then we have some layering pieces. And then we have the bottom washi, which I really love those daisies on the right side. And then we have the floral decos. And then I also grabbed the alcohol ink swatches, which is in her washi paper. I really do prefer her washi paper for the alcohol ink swatches rather than the premium matte. I also grabbed this sheet from the deco bundle, and since I bought this during one of her like collective sale, I also received the freebie that matches the kit. So I got the $50 freebie and the $100 freebie. Yeah, so if you guys are interested in this, please stay tuned. So for this week, there was two major events, I guess you could say that was happening for this week. It was my grandma's birthday on Sunday, May 11th, and it was also Mother's Day on the same day. But to be honest, I really did use this kit to commemorate more of my grandma's birthday rather than Mother's Day, which I think my mom would forgive me because my grandma's birthday is really important to myself and my family. So therefore, celebrating my grandma's birthday for this week and using a kit that I think she would like is a little bit more important. Anyways, like I said, it was not Mother's Day, my grandma's birthday on a Sunday, and the birthstone of May is emerald, and it's always been my grandma's favorite color. So I usually try to use a kit predominantly green for the week of her birthdays, and so therefore when I saw this kit, I knew I was going to use it for this particular week. I practically said week like 500 times. But yeah, I just really like to use a color that my grandma would have really liked. Also for this month, I'm also using a monthly, well, it's not a monthly kit, but like a leftover from like another kit from my monthly, and it's also going to be green, and I think it's going to be one of those kits where my grandma would also really like. If you guys have been here a while, I used the Roaring 20s, not the Roaring 20s, the Roaring Celebrations from Dash of Sun at the beginning of the year. And I do have some sticker left over from that, not that spread, but I bought the deco bundle for that kit as well. So I definitely have those stickers to use for the monthly spread. But I totally digress from this whole entire spread. Anyways, I decided to kind of put these alcohol ink swatches all over the place. I've been really liking there's something in the background of my spreads, especially with the base layout. And I also tried to kind of scatter around these full boxes. But to be honest, I didn't really like how it looked very empty in between. So I used these, I don't know if you would call these gingham patterns from the Pretty Pink Co. But it totally worked with the kit, and I really love how it turned out. And I've been actually trying to use this kit in, not this kit, this pattern. What the heck do you call these? I guess they're just checkered patterns in a lot of my other kits, but it just never worked out. So I'm really glad it looks good with this kit, because like I said, I really wanted to use it. I really like the full boxes in this specific kit. I don't know, there's just something about daisies that's so very pretty. They're not my favorite flowers, but whenever I see daisies, I don't know if you guys have ever watched the movie You've Got Mail, and Meg Ryan's character there when she was sick, Tom Hanks' character gave her daisies, and she said the quotes like, daisies are like the happiest flowers, or something like that. And it totally makes sense. Like, I think daisies are the happiest flowers. They just, when you see them, like the white and the yellow together, I don't know, they just seem so very clean and very I can't really, it's very clean and very childlike. There you go. And it's just very innocent, I guess, if you guys would like to say it that way. But yeah, I think it's a very pretty flower. Anyways, during my flip through of this kit, I showed you guys this freebie that I got from the Pretty Pinko during her sale, which totally matched this kit. And it's the washi pattern that had, sorry, the paper was washi paper, and it was one of those terrible rippable patterns. I really wanted to use it, but I didn't really know how to use it or where to put it. So what I did is I tore it up into little pieces, and then I just stuck on the papers on here. I like how it looks. I like the simplicity of it, and also how kind of jagged it looks. My only issue is this part here. I shouldn't have done that, and by the time I kind of like, okay, I don't like how that looks, if I took it out, it was going to rip the paper, and I was just like, forget it, I'm just gonna leave it as is. But yeah, I totally think that this bottom washi, I really liked it. It might not be for everybody, but it was something different, and you guys know me, I like doing something different. So besides the checkered pattern foil stuff that I put in, I also used my Dash of Sun freebie because it is in silver foil, and I just wanted to use those corners and the butterflies throughout the spread, and I had like 3 or 4 of them floating around here on my desk, so I was like, oh, why not, I might as well just use it. But yeah, I really like how that turned out as well. And this is also the days of the week from my freebie as well, which is also from Dash of Sun. I went very simple with the date covers because I did a lot of experimental things in the spread itself, so I just wanted to keep the top part very simple. And when I show you guys like the full kind of like overview of the spread, you guys will just notice how simple this is. So I basically left it with this header and the day cover, and then I put a little bit of florals, and that was it. And the florals that I used was like the freebies that came with the kit. It was like the old orders freebie for that sale, and I don't know, I think it was a pretty good decision. I don't know if you guys can hear the creaking sound in my house, but there's a lot of people randomly walking upstairs, and I'm currently in our basement, so it's a bit loud. Every week I try to do something a little bit different, and for this week, it's definitely that bottom washi. And like I said, I really like how it turned out. So let's go with the day by day. On Monday, actually, this whole entire week, I just realized this when I looked at my planner, but I was working the whole week at my office by myself because my boss was away. So if my boss is away, the office is a little bit more quieter than usual. So therefore, we didn't all need to be in the office. Technically, I was supposed to be off half of the week, and then my coworker was supposed to be working the other half of the week. But unfortunately, she got really, really sick. She got the bug that was going around here I can't say Ontario. It was more of like our area here. And it was a really bad one, because then after this week, I got what she had. And it took every ounce of my energy. So anyways, on Monday, I was working alone the whole entire week. I put that down on my planner. I was pretty much busy this whole entire day because, like I said, I was working all by myself. The silver lining to my day was definitely the Happy Meal that I received from Dash of Sun, which was the Chasing Rainbows kit that I used last week. And then just to kind of like wrap up the evening, I did some kind of memory planning. I also posted my memory planning video on this day, but I also planned on this day. On Tuesday I had the morning shift, but as you guys know, I was morning and evening shift. But I was done a bit earlier because, like I said, if my boss is not in, then it's not as busy. And my parents, myself, and my husband, we had dinner at this Japanese restaurant near our place. It is all you can eat Japanese food, and if we want something like a little bit quick and not bad food, then we definitely go there. Like it is kind of like our favorite go-to. But if I have to choose between that and like a restaurant that we know of in downtown Toronto, then I definitely would choose the one in downtown Toronto. But other than that, it's still pretty good. And then that night, I also started a book called Death by Eggnog, which is a cozy mystery, which I really, really love. I don't know if you guys have heard me talk about cozy mysteries before, but it's a subgenre of mystery books, and it's a very soft novel, which is really, really easy to kind of just get through if you want something quick and easy to read. It's definitely a good read. On Wednesday was a little bit of a late shift. I didn't have to like get into work early, but unfortunately I do have to work until late at night, until 8 o'clock. But that was totally fine. At this point, by Wednesday, I was pretty tired. Before I could work like shift after shift after shift, but after a certain age, I just realized that my body doesn't recuperate as fast as it should. So by Wednesday, I was pretty tired. So that night, it was pretty much a lazy night. I didn't do much. My husband and I took out the garbage, and that was basically it, because Thursday mornings is usually garbage day. And so we always take it out at night. On Thursday was also a busy day, but at least I was able to leave early, which was around 5 o'clock. I had to make sure I was the last one out of the office, because I'm the one who's basically in charge of turning down everything and also putting the alarm system on. So I definitely had to do that. And then in the afternoon, we had a little bit of a grocery run. We went to our Asian grocery near our place, and we just bought a few things that we needed to replenish in the house. And I was sleeping a little bit late on this day because I was trying to finish my book Death by Eggnog, which I didn't really end up finishing until like I think Friday morning, because I was awake until Friday morning. Anyways, on Friday I was working on this day as well. I definitely had to get my Tims in. Mind you, I have Tims every single day, but for this one, I definitely needed it. And after work, we did go to Oshawa Center, which is a mall near here. Near my office, near my house, basically. And I also filmed my plan with me on that evening. Saturday, I was also working. So I basically had a 6-day shift for this week. And I kid you not, I think that's the reason why I got super sick the week after, was because my body was just so tired. So then it wasn't able to fight off what was going around. It was pretty busy on this day, but that afternoon after work, we celebrated my grandma's birthday. We meaning my family and myself. We just had like a barbecue in our backyard, and that's just how it is for my grandma's birthday and my grandfather's birthday. We always celebrate it together. It's because it's something that they would have wanted, so it was definitely something that we tried to do as a family. And we try to also make sure that everyone is free on that day, and the family usually cooperates, and we're usually always together on that day. And then on Sunday, which was actually my grandma's birthday, but it was also Mother's Day, so we went downtown Toronto, and we had dinner with my mom and my mother-in-law, so that we can celebrate Mother's Day as well, together as a family. So we had dinner, and we met up in downtown Toronto because it's the closest to my in-laws, and it's just easier to find a restaurant in downtown Toronto to actually incorporate the two families. And then before we actually had dinner, we went to church first because we didn't wake up early enough to go to the 11 a.m. mass, which we usually go to. Yeah, so that was basically my whole entire week. And here I'm just putting in these florals from Sadie stickers, and it was a very lovely spread and I really liked it. If you guys like this video, please don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and thank you so much. Bye!